Hey guys, today we are talking about the long-awaited Sephora VIB sale. To start this video, I want to tell you a little bit about the dates and what percentage that you can expect to get off depending on your Beauty Insider status. Starting today, the 5th of November, first access is for VIB Rouge. That's 20% off. It's the highest sale you can get, and that is until 11/15. Then it continues and starts for VIB regular status. That is 15% off, and that starts on 11/9 and goes through 11/15. And then finally, everybody can shop the 10% off sale just for the regular insiders, and that is from 11/11 to 11/15. You can also shop online, of course, using the code YAYHOLIDAY, all caps, and get your percentage off that way. So I am definitely going to be shopping the sale, although not quite as much as you may think I would. There's not too much that's in my cart to check out with, so we'll see how much I end up actually getting. Maybe I'll do a haul. But I did want to come on here today and upload a video talking about the products that I recommend. And this is kind of a hefty one, so I'm going to go a little bit fast. If you know me and you know my videos, you may already be anticipating a lot of these products, but I'm going to be sharing them anyways, and I think it'll be a nice overview for if you're not sure what my recommendations are or what you should pick up from the sale. Starting out with foundations, I have two. My absolute number one for all time that I have to recommend any chance I get, Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is it, you guys. This is the foundation of my dreams. It never fails me. I'm always excited to wear it. I wore it on my wedding day and absolute no regrets. Have to always have this in my collection. The only skin type that I think might not enjoy this foundation is if you are very dry. It is a matte foundation, but it is not super heavy, super drying in my opinion, especially if you use a nice moisturizer beforehand. I do think even dry skin could get good use out of this if you moisturize properly before application. However, any other skin type, normal, oily, very oily, this is excellent. It's especially excellent if you're somebody who wants very good coverage. Now, not the fullest coverage of your life, but very good, even coverage. And also, it's a foundation that lasts exceptionally well, even under a mask, all day long. Absolute gold standard in my opinion for foundations. Have to recommend it. The other foundation I did just want to throw in here though is one that I like for certain occasions, and that is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation. This is similar to the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the fact that it's matte, but this is very matte. And it's similar to the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the fact that it's full coverage, but this is very full coverage. So this is actually a foundation that I typically mix with a lighter weight, more hydrating foundation, and usually that combination gives me my perfect glam face. But if you are looking for something that is really glam, this is it. You need a very little amount. It is highly pigmented, but it is a uniquely good foundation for those purposes. So just wanted to also give that as an option, but you guys know my heart is always with Double Wear. For concealer, I actually don't really have one that I live and die for from Sephora, although there are good ones out there. I don't really have one to recommend in this video. I do have a powder that is quite expensive though, that I think might be worth picking up. I have to say, one of the powders though that's in my cart is from Huda Beauty. I know that I'm gonna love that powder. I've tried it before and I absolutely love it. So that might be something that you want to pick up as well. I just don't have a full size to recommend to you because I haven't really bought the full size myself and have tried it to the point where I feel confident recommending it. Just feels weird to recommend something that I haven't, you know, really gone through. However, this powder that I want to recommend is an expensive one, so you definitely are going to want to get the discount on it. And this is from Givenchy, and this is the Prisme Libre powder. I have the shade 2 Satin Blanc. This is one of those powders that has 4 different shades and they all mix together and kind of balance out your skin tone. This is a very thin, finely milled powder that basically face tunes your pores. If you want something super lightweight that is smoothing, this is a fantastic powder. Now, I do love drugstore powders. And like I said, I have tried before the Huda Beauty and I love that one as well. But this is a really good one that I have in my collection. So of course I wanted to recommend it. Continuing with complexion, I have a bronzer, a decent amount of blushes, and a highlight that I want to talk about. Starting with the bronzer, my favorite from Sephora is from Hourglass. They have multiple shades of this now. I myself have 2 of them in my collection. They've lasted me so long. This one that I'm showing you is Radiant Bronze Light, and this is what I use when I am my most pale. There's even a lighter one if you get very, very fair, but when I'm just generally pale, this is the shade that I go for. If I am more tan, like this shade or a little bit more, I go for the Radiant Bronze Light. But no matter what shade you get for your skin tone, this is a really, really nice, smooth, easy to blend, always looks good bronzer. So I really, really like this formula. The only highlight that I really have to recommend that I think is extra special, I mean, honestly, I guess I could at least mention Benefit Cookie. I wasn't going to, not because I don't like it, but I don't know why. It just wasn't like the one that I grabbed to recommend you guys. This is really, really pretty though. I know it's been out for a while, but if you are fair especially, this is a very icy, blinding highlight. But the one that I actually pulled out to recommend, there are several shades of, and it is kind of a unique one to my collection because it is a loose highlight. This is from Artist Couture. This is their Diamond Glow powder. I have the one in Summer Haze. Very, very pretty. Let me see if I can swatch this for you. And I want you to get like the full effect here. Holy crap. I used kind of a lot, but do you see how blinding? I was kind of turned off by loose highlighters. Oh, I'm mesmerized. Because I thought that loose highlighters would be just like such a fussy mess. But the way this is packaged with the little sifter, it's never a mess. And not to mention, this highlighter will last me until I'm dead. Like literally, it is, you need so little. It is the only highlight you need for your life. Do you know what I'm saying? It'll last you so long is my point. But absolutely gorgeous shade. Like really tempted to put some of this on because I love how that looks. So definitely wanted to recommend that. Let's get into the blushes because I do have a few formulas that I want to recommend that I've been really liking specifically this year. Let's first talk about a couple creams that I have. And these are just strictly creams rather than the duos that I'm going to mention in a minute. The first one is from Melt Cosmetics. Now this is the only shade I have of this. I would definitely be interested in picking up more, but the shade that I have is Polished, and this is a beautiful kind of satin finish blush. It's not completely matte in formula, not just because it's a cream, but because this specific shade does have some shimmer in it. That is what that looks like there. It's kind of like a coral shade. I really like this formula and the next formula I'm gonna mention because they work well over powders. And that is a no questions asked for me. I cannot mess with a cream that's going to F with the rest of my makeup. So really like the Melt formula. The other formula I love is from Tower 28, and these are, I think, even less expensive. I have 2 shades, one in Happy Hour and one in Power Hour. This is kind of a darker brown shade that you might look at, especially in store, and be like, that's not for my skin type. But even just a little, see how like chocolatey that is? But I have learned to not be scared of blush shades. Even shades that look so intense, I'm talking deep red, deep orange, you can still wear them just in like a lighter way if you are more fair. You don't have to be chocolate skin toned to wear deep, deep blushes. So I do really like this one. I'll swatch the light punchy shade for you too. This is such a fun shade, especially for spring, summer. You see how like strawberry that is? That's really nice. So as I mentioned, I love these as well because you can wear them over powders. I almost forgot to mention too, couple cream bronzers that I really love. First one is from Tower 28. I liked to use this during the summer, although you may need a deeper shade than you think. This is the shade West Coast, and I feel like this shows up best when I am more pale. I needed to pick up a darker shade, and maybe I will do that for this sale actually, because when I have a little bit of a tan, I was just finding that this wasn't giving me like the depth that I really was looking for. However, all year round, somehow, the cream bronzer that I get the most use out of in my collection is from Milk. This is the matte bronzer in the stick form. I love this. This is flawless. This is no fuss, works every time. Powder, no powder, nose contour, face contour, blends out like a dream. You can apply this to your entire face, let it sit, and then blend it out. It is just the easiest product that I probably have cream-wise in my collection. I absolutely love it and use that so often. So of course I had to mention it. I do have a strictly powder blush formula that I've been liking. I don't think that it's like blowing my mind, but I do like it. And if you find a color that you want, I think that they're a nice formula. It's the Makeup by Mario blushes that he came out with this year. It's the Soft Pop Powder Blush. I have two shades. This one that I'm showing you is Desert Rose. These are nice. I am recommending them obviously, but I have to admit they're not something that I'm like, oh my God, go get. They're just a good formula. They're from Sephora. I think if you find a color you want, like I said, definitely worth picking up. The main formula though, and I have to add strangely long pauses when I'm talking about this because that is how passionate I am about this formula, that I have to mention, you probably already know, it is the Patrick Ta blush formula. This is the Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. I have two individual shades, this one probably being my favorite in She's So LA. But wait, I did recently pick up the palette. Guys, you need the palette. You absolutely need the palette. This is such a good value. This is the Major Headlines blush palette with 3 blush shades, and they are all new shades. So even though I have 2 other colors from the individuals, this palette has 3 brand new, never before seen shades. I'm actually wearing this Barbie pink shade. I want to put a little bit more on, which I might as well do on camera, but hopefully you can see there is such a nice packaging component here because there is a lid for the creams. And everybody has raved about this formula, but what's so interesting is Patrick Ta recommends that you apply the powder first. So I kind of do that lightly there and then go in with the corresponding cream. Or what would be really cool, you can mix and match. I mean, go in with this Barbie pink and then go in with the more strawberry pink, or go in with this bronzy shade. Kind of mix your blushes to where it really is a palette that you're getting so much more than just 3 or 6 blushes. You really can do so many combinations of these. This formula too, especially when you do the cream on top, lasts all day. Even under a mask, I wore this like literally was giving presentation after presentation at work, and I had this underneath, and by the end of the day I still had beautiful blush on, which, you know, under a mask you can't really see it, but I was happy that it lasted. Absolutely phenomenal formula, can't get enough, will bury this in my freaking casket with me phenomenal. But if you don't want the palette, if you just want one, I love She's So LA. I do have, like I said, another shade. This is Do We Know Her? This is more of like a coral color here. But She's So LA, I think, is really unique because it is this almost bronzy shade. And don't think that this is a bronzer though. You can definitely get a nice, almost suntan, sunburnt look with a shade like this. I freaking love it, you guys. It's so good. Complexion is pretty much done. I guess I could mention this at this point. A setting spray that I think is the best of the best. No questions asked. And that is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Party all night, stay all day. This really is the best of the best. If you want something that's going to keep your makeup on longer, especially, sorry to keep mentioning it, but while wearing a mask, in the hottest humid of all time, I'm in Florida, I'm a good test for it. Regardless of your situation, this is the best. Can't recommend anything else. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, moving past complexion, let's talk a little bit about eyes and brows. I really only have one product to recommend for the brows, and it is my favorite brow pencil, which is Benefit's Precisely My Brow Pencil. I get the shade 5, which is phenomenal. It has just enough warmth in it to where it's not like a cool tone black. This is the best. It has a little tiny tip that is great. I already have a backup, which, dear God, it looks like I'm gonna need it. I'm glad I noticed that. And then it has a nice spoolie on the other side. Even something as small as this, the lids for each side look different and are different sizes, so you're never trying to smash the small lid onto the pencil. Just a little feature like that goes a long way in my book, so I really, really appreciate that. Love the pencil. And now that I need to open my backup, I might as well buy another one because I'm getting it on sale so that I can always know that I have that in my collection. Not really something that you want to run out of on a regular day. Okay, next for eyes, I really only have one palette. I was looking to see like what other palettes do I have that are specifically from Sephora, and truly, the ones I use aren't from Sephora. The ones I use most often aren't from Sephora anyways. But one that I did purchase this year that I think is a lot of fun and that is really sophisticated, nice to have, is also from Patrick Ta. And this is the Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. This has 12 shades, 2 of which are cream. The top row is shimmer, and then the bottom is, for the most part, is matte. These are really, really nice, sophisticated, neutral shadows that I have enjoyed playing with. Very easy to work with, very easy to blend, and just a nice one to have that I'm happy to have in my collection, so I do recommend it. And lastly, for eyes, I wanted to talk about a gel liner. I have been loving gel liner this year. I wear it almost every day. I'm wearing one today. That's actually from MAC, but a very unique one that you can buy from Sephora is from Melt. This is Melt's Ultra Matte Gel Liner in the shade Burnish. This is a maroonish red brown that is so, like I said, unique and gorgeous. I think this is so fun to have, especially for like fall, maybe like a Thanksgiving Day look. But I will wear this all year round. This is so unique. And so I wanted to mention that the formula is also great. And if you can get it on a sale, everything is awesome if you can get it on a sale. And the last products that I want to talk about are all lip products. I have a decent amount actually. First being my favorite lip pencil from Sephora, which is from Makeup Forever. I have a couple of these in like a nudish pink shade. These are really unique because you can use these on your eyes as well. However, the colors that I buy are always like lip shades, like light pinky nudes that probably won't show up a whole bunch on my eyelids. So I just strictly use them for lips. They are a traditional sharpenable pencil. So I love that you can get a really pointed tip to be super precise. They are creamy, but my perfect balance of creamy but not too creamy. So they don't slide around. They last really well. They are easy to apply. They're not slippy and slidey, but they're not tugging either. they're a really good formula. A lipstick formula that I have been enjoying lately that I'm thinking about getting maybe a shade or two more is one of her newer ones from Huda Beauty. This is in the shade Buttercup. This is such a good everyday nude. I love this color. This is like a neutral pink peach, and the packaging also is really beautiful. So nice to set out on your vanity, but very, very creamy lipstick. I'm not really into that much of a matte lip. I more prefer like a satin or a cream or even a gloss. So I do love the formula. Super nice, hydrating, feels really good, looks really good on your lips. The rest that I have are shiny things. So starting out with a product I recently mentioned in my October favorites. This is from Too Faced. This is the Hangover Pillow Balm Lip Treatment. So this is a basically lip balm in a tube with a doe foot applicator. They have different flavors. Mine is strawberry. No, mine is watermelon actually. Smells really good, feels really good, really coats your lips and softens your lips. This is going to be great for the upcoming colder months, especially if you live in a state that gets actually cold. That would be awesome to have on hand. I love wearing that on a daily basis. Even under a mask, I'm just hydrating and nourishing my lips even though I have a mask on. So I really like it, but it's not a lip color that's gonna kind of like slide around and get everywhere under a mask. You know what I'm saying? So I have been loving that. Another true treatment though that I love for at night, this is a true treatment. This is not a lip balm. This is a lip mask that is like thick, juicy, luscious that I always have loved for years, is from Bite Beauty. This is the Agave Plus Intensive Lip Mask. I have seen not so great reviews of this on Sephora, and I think the biggest complaint is that it's very thick and slightly sticky. I mean, this is let me see if I can show you. This is almost like putting honey on your lips. It is that thick. It's not as sticky as honey, but it is like something that is meant to stick on your lips. I mean, when I apply this, I wake up and it's still on. I remember when I was on Accutane, this was the best thing in the entire world. If you do live in a cold climate and you get chapped, cracked lips, this is going to beat your Aquaphor way out of the water. This is so much better. It is so, so good. I highly recommend it. And like I said, I've recommended it for years. And then we have a couple fun lip glosses. These are my favorite from Sephora. Starting out with the Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat formula. This is so freaking good. I live for this. I think she has a couple more shades now, but the one that she first came out with is the one I have, and it's in the shade Hot Cherry. This is technically a plumping lip gloss. I don't really notice any plumping. It does have a slightly cinnamon feel to it, so I do think the name Heat is appropriate because it is not minty in any way. The color and the formula of this gloss is so freaking good. I love it with all of my heart. And I feel the same with the next two. One that has really grown on me that I just purchased a new shade of is from Lawless. This is the Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Lip Smoothing Gloss. Oh my God, I love this. I love the applicator, first of all. That goes a long way with me. Doesn't really have much of a scent. This is in the shade Velvet. I freaking love the word velvet, by the way. And this is what it looks like here. It does sheer out a bit on your lips, and Lawless does have a few different shades of this if you're not really drawn to this one. It is a thicker gloss. I think that's what I like though. I love gel-like glosses that are very, very shiny on the lips. I don't want like a lightweight little thin thing. If I want that, I use this Pillow Balm that's more of a balm. These give me high intensity gloss. And then the last one that I have that is similar is from Dior. This is the Lip Glow Oil Color Reviver. I have the shade Cherry Oil, which is a Sephora exclusive. It's shade 10 Hollow Pink. And I'm not even gonna swatch it. I'm just gonna show you the inside of the tube. Do you see those micro glitter sparkles? I need to put this on, I feel like. I'm just gonna put a little bit on. This is so good. All these are so good. I love them so much. Very hydrating, very nourishing on the lips. All of these are a gloss, but they actually are very hydrating and they just look so plush on your lips. I love it so, so much. And then I wanted to mention, finally, just a couple other products that are not makeup. The first thing is going to be my favorite daily sunscreen for underneath makeup, and that is the Super Goop Glow Screen SPF 40. This is what I'm wearing underneath makeup right now that you can't see. Let me show you a little bit about how glowy this is. I do wear this without makeup as well, but I love it for under makeup because it is very easy to sit on top of the skin. And I don't know if you can tell, I know this light is bright, but there is a gloss and a glow there. So it does give your skin a really nice high shine glow, but also it just sits under makeup well. It does not pill up, it does not move, it does not change the longevity of the other makeup that I'm wearing. It is really, really good. I've bought multiple of those and I really like it. And then I have two more things that are both hair products. One I'm pulling right out of my empties here, and this is from Amika. This is the Soul Food Nourishing Mask. This is actually like the jumbo size, which I would certainly recommend. This is such a nice deep conditioner. I actually use this every single time I wash my hair, from like here all the way down the ends of my hair. I really coat it. I let it sit for as long as I can handle without dying of boredom. And then I rinse it out. It keeps my hair, especially my extensions, very hydrated. It smells really, really good. I do like this, and I think the price point is fair of this product. And then lastly is my favorite ever dry shampoo. I actually don't have one. I just ran out, so I need to purchase this. I do have a travel size, so I can at least show you the packaging, but this is from Living Proof. My favorite dry shampoo is their original, not the new one, the original Perfect Hair Day dry shampoo. Actually cleans hair, eliminates oil, sweat, and odor. This works better than anything I've ever tried. Truly, on a daily basis, absolutely excellent, actually cleans your hair. I use this and all dry shampoo in a preventative fashion. And what I mean by that is even on day one, the day I wash my hair that night, I will spray just a little bit of dry shampoo at my scalp area, especially like the crown of my head, go to sleep. The next day before bed, same thing with a little bit more. The next day, a little bit more. I wash my hair twice a week, which is pretty good for me because my hair does get oily. That keeps the oil at bay. That keeps me looking as fresh as I possibly can with unwashed hair. I need to buy stock in that product. That's how much I buy of it. Have I convinced you? And with that, those are all of my recommendations. I so appreciate you guys being here. I hope you're excited for the sale. Let me know down below the main things that you're going to be picking up. I want to know what you're most excited about, because I just might add it to cart too if you recommend it. But I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you did enjoy this one, please give it a thumbs up. That will help my channel reach more viewers, which helps me a lot. I do appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see future makeup videos from me. All right, bye.